Hey everybody, it is the start of a brand new week, and so I thought I would just share with you a quick thought that has helped to reorient me as I go into this new week, and maybe it'll be an encouragement to you as well. But here it is. I don't think it's enough for us to simply do what God wants us to do. We also need to give attention to how He wants it done. In other words, we can't just worry about doing the right thing. We also need to do the right thing the right way. And this thought really jumped out to me as I was this morning reading Saul's story, King Saul, the first king of Israel, 1 Samuel 9 through 13. And it's interesting because you read the beginning of his story in chapter 9 and chapter 10, and it's really obvious that he's doing the right thing by being king. God orchestrates this amazingly detailed set of events to clearly say to him, I've chosen you to be the king, and to say to Israel, this is your king. And it's even confirmed in chapter 11 with a really strong victory against the Ammonites. And so there's no doubt as Saul starts out as king that he's doing the right thing, the thing God wants him to do. He's doing God's will. But God says something to Saul and to the Israelites in chapter 12. He says through Samuel, only fear the Lord and serve him faithfully with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you. But if you still do wickedly, you shall be swept away, both you and your king. So God says to Israel, it's not enough that you have the right person as your king. And he says to Saul, it's not enough that you're doing what I've called you to do. He says you still have to live the right way. And if you don't live the right way, it doesn't even matter that you're doing the right thing. And unfortunately, chapter 13 kind of shows us the downhill slide then for Saul as he goes into battle against the Philistines and loses his patience and disobeys God's commands and does it his own way. And God rejects him because of that and chooses David and says, I'm going to select a man after my own heart. And so I think that God doesn't just want us to go after his will. He wants us to go after his heart. It's not enough to do the right thing. We've got to do it the right way, God's way. And I think this means a lot to me because we're planting this church in Philly, and I'm really confident that we're doing the right thing. I believe that God's called us to do this. I believe he's called us to do it in Philly. But this month, one of the things we're working on is a strategic document that will kind of walk us from here to there. We're outlining the details for the next 11, 12 months, the goals that we want to accomplish, the tasks that are going to be required to achieve those goals as we launch this church. And I just have this sense as we go into this, even this strategic document, that there's a lot of sources I can draw from as we put this together. Books I've read on church planning, books I'm reading, my own experience, friends I have who've planted churches, who are planting churches, leaders who are in my life that we're getting advice from. But more than anything, I want to go after God. I want to go after his heart. This month I want to spend time in his presence, worshiping, listening, saying, God, we don't want to just do the right thing in the right place. We want to do it your way, right down to the finest detail. And I don't know what that means for you. You know, you may be this week doing the right thing, doing the thing God's called you to do. You know you're at the job he's called you to be at. You know maybe you're in the ministry he's called you to. And I just encourage you with this, even though you're doing the right thing, make sure you're doing it the right way, with character, with love. I think we all know maybe somebody who's an angry person but has stumbled onto a righteous cause. And if you're doing the right thing the wrong way, it almost makes it the wrong thing. And so I'd encourage you with this as you go into this week. Do the right thing, God's way. What he wants, how he wants it, and watch his blessing rest over your life. That's what I want for you. Thanks so much for being a part of our lives, our journey. Appreciate your prayers. If there's any way that we can be praying for you, shoot me an email, let me know. But I appreciate you following the blog and Twitter and being a part of this thing with us. Take care. Have a great week.